1965년 런던. 한 통의 편지를 보며 서랍 속 깊숙이 넣어두는 남자. 그리고 얼굴에 난 상처를 보자 순간 스치듯 사고 기억이 떠오르며 고심에 빠진 여자. 과연 그들에게는 무슨 일이 있었던 것일까요?
I'm so happy to have you back home.
Hey. Oh, shit.
Love to see you again.
You could not.
8년간 사귀어온 남친과의 여진 후 괴로움과 외로움에 낯선 남자와 하룻밤을 함께한 엘리. 성급히 출근길에 올라서며 기사를 준비하기 위해 기록 보관소로 향하는데요.
I'm writing a feature on the paper's longest-serving women's editor.
What's your appointment?
Oh no, I work here.
You still need to make an appointment. We
In which
can't.
case, I would love to make an appointment.
Appointments have to be made online.
Thanks so much for all your help today.
융통성 없는 직원의 모습에 내심 서운함을 표하며 다시 발길을 돌리게 되죠. 부유한 사업가 레리와 결혼하였지만 항시 일이 우선이었던 남편으로부터 충분한 사랑을 받지 못한 채 대저택에서 홀로 외로움을 견뎌야만 했던 제니퍼. 그녀는 그날 사고 이후 단기 기억 상실에 괴로워하는데
So you really don't remember anything?
I remember in gaps. Do you know why we don't have children?
He's away an awful lot, your husband. Oh, you'll be fine, darling.
한편 예약이 완료되자 일리는 보관실로 향하지만
Sorry, we don't allow food to drink.
또다시 제지를 받게 되고
I just wanted to say quickly, I really
그의 대화는 관심 없다는 듯 일에 열중인 이때 우연히 낡은 편지 한 통을 발견하게 되죠.
My dearest and only love, I know you're frightened, but believe me when I say I've known nothing like this before.
I'll be on platform 2, Marylebone, Friday, 7:15 p.m.
Come with me, darling. Seize this thing that is true and real and infinite.
Your boot.
지금과는 다른 방식의 먼 옛날 사랑의 도피를 제안하는 남자의 글에서 고뇌의 흔적을 느끼며 엘리는
Don, what about returning it?
발신자의 정보를 찾기로 결심하는데요. 사고 이후 일상을 무의미하게 보내던 어느 날 우연히 편지 한 장을 보게 되고
Dearest Jay, I know what the situation cost you, darling Jenny. Let's meet tomorrow. B.
순간 무엇인가 떠오른 듯 또 다른 편지를 찾기 시작하죠.
As I remembered how we spent those summer days together. If all we are allowed are hours and minutes, I will etch them onto my memory so that I can recall them in the same way. Your boot.
6개월 전 남편을 따라 사교 모임에 참석한 제니퍼.
Darling, don't forget we have breakfast in the morning.
I have a journalist coming tomorrow. First thing.
dinner, darling.
다음 날
Anthony O'Hare.
취재를 위해 기자가 방문하고
Please accept my apologies for my late running.
함께 만찬을 즐기는데
You, Mr. O'Hare. You're a financial journalist.
Tell me, where have you been recently?
Leopoldville.
Mutiny and rebellion are an inferior and foolhardy
Two
response.
centuries of repression.
정치적 이견을 보이는 두 사람. 식사 후
People like that make me want to stick a revolver in my mouth and pull the trigger.
앤서니는 그들의 헌담을 늘어놓는데요.
Sorry we were such a disappointment.
민망한 상황이 연출되자 다음 날 그는 제니퍼를 찾아 진심 어린 사과의 편지를 전합니다.
I am an ungracious pig and the choleric temper of the socially inept. Please allow me to apologize.
진실한 남자의 모습을 보게 되자 그의 사과를 받아들이며 함께 식사를 하게 되는데요.
Is there a Mrs. O'Hare?
Yes, there was Mrs. O'Hare and I divorced.
Children?
Larry, for goodness sake.
No, it's quite all right. Yes, I have. Excuse me. Of course.
남편과는 달리 재치 있고 자유로운 그의 모습에 호감을 갖게 되며
How are your sea legs?
그녀는 그와 좀 더 시간을 보내기로 결심하죠.
How'd you two meet?
Our fathers used to work together. He asked me out, and that was that. My parents were delighted. Good family, good job.
대화를 통해 서로에 대해 점점 알아가게 되는 두 사람.
I want you to tell me about your son.
Who does her best to make sure I don't corrupt him. Because I was unfaithful.
Did you love her, your wife?
We were young and I'm not sure I knew what love was.
한편 본업에 열중인 엘리. 전화 한 통을 받게 되며
Hi, yeah, it's Rory.
서둘러 기록 보관소로 향하는데
I found another letter.
또 다른 편지를 발견한 로리.
Well, I have to know if there are more of these.
If you're going to find out if there are more, it's probably going to require going down to the actual.
How do we do that?
Let me see what I can do.
그날 이후 한 남자의 등장으로 삶의 변화를 느끼기 시작한 여자.
Larry called away overseas last minute. It would appear we are both marooned here until he returns. Are you free on Thursday?
I am free Thursday, but I am also free tomorrow and the day after.
너무나도 달랐던 환경의 두 사람은 함께하는 시간이 많아질수록 점점 가까워지며 친구 이상의 감정을 느끼기 시작하는데요. 다음 날 앤서니의 숙소를 찾게 되며 기다림을 참을 수 없었던 그녀는 남자의 방으로 향하게 되죠.
Sorry, I'm a little early. Would you rather I waited downstairs?
No, don't be silly.
Larry's back this evening. Just to return to London immediately.
What do you want?
어색한 침묵이 이어지며 분위기는 점점 무르익어가고
Jennifer!
용기 내어 자신의 마음을 표현했지만 거절당하자 그녀는 혼란함과 상실감에 빠지며 괴로운 일상생활을 이어나가던 어느 날
Mrs. Sterling, this just came for you.
Dearest Jay, please know that I was not rejecting you. And in that moment, I feared our desires would destroy us. And if we are to embark upon something, I ask only that we make this decision as one. You'll find me at Postman's Park on Friday at 6 p.m.
그날 이후 그들은 여느 다른 연인들처럼 서로에 대한 솔직한 감정을 표현하며 행복한 시간을 보내게 되죠. 이렇게 편지의 내용은 끝이 나고
Beat me to it.
Yeah.
Before we go in, you're gonna have to remove your shoes.
Seriously.
Kidding.
또 다른 편지의 존재를 찾기 시작하는데요.
My dearest Jay, I struggle to focus at work because my thoughts veer irrevocably back to you.
마침내 서로 사랑을 나눈 두 사람.
What if we ran away together?
To where?
About New York. I've been offered a posting. I want you to come with me.
Asking me to run away? Just give up my life? When you grow tired of me, bored of me, what then?
That won't happen.
Well, it's happened before. What makes this different?
You couldn't be more wrong.
Do you have any idea what you're asking of me?
그에 대한 확신이 부족한 채 안정된 생활을 포기할 수 없었던 여자는 그를 외면하며 자리를 뜨게 되지만
It's true. I was brought up to do what is expected of me, rather than what might make me happy. I'm afraid to love you, and I fear that once I cease to be a novelty, you might tire of me.
I know you're frightened, but believe me when I say I've known nothing like this before. I'll be on platform 2, Marylebone, Friday at 7:15 p.m. Come with me, darling.
A call from Mr. Sterling's office. He says to go ahead without him.
We could be happy.
결국 사랑을 찾아 떠나는 여자.
Please hurry.
그리고 사랑을 기다리는 남자. 이때 그녀는 사고를 당하게 되며 설상가상으로 그 충격으로 인해 앤서니에 대한 기억을 모두 잃게 되죠.
I think I found one.
Oh my god.
Having met you, I now realize that what I was doing wasn't really living at all. I know it's hard for you to hear that I love you, but I have to say the words. I'll write them to you again and again.
We should just check out the PO box where the letters were sent to and see if it still exists.
Yes.
So what happened with you guys then?
She was religious. Like, actually, the fact that you don't believe in God is emerging as somewhat of a deal breaker for me. What about you?
Well, I was with someone for a while, and he really wanted kids, but I didn't.
어느새 친구 사이처럼 가까워진 두 사람. 사적 대화를 이어나가며 함께하는 시간이 늘어날수록 서로에 대해 호감을 갖게 되고 마침내 그 둘은 서로 사랑을 나누게 되죠. 다음 날 침실에서 눈을 뜬 여자. 잠들어 있는 남자의 모습을 보자 고심에 빠지게 되며 말없이 집을 나와 서둘러 우체국으로 향하는데요.
How do I find out who owns one of these PO boxes?
You've obviously not heard of that little thing called data protection.
결국 그녀는 제니퍼에게 직접 편지를 쓰기로 하죠.
Dear Jay, may belong to you, addressed to J.S., postmark 1965. If you could bear to tell me, I'd love to know the story behind them and Mr. Boot. Dear Miss Howarth, I do not wish to speak to you regarding the events of the period outlined to me in your letter.
제니퍼의 존재를 확신하게 되자 서둘러 그녀의 집으로 향하며 대화를 시도하지만
What happened between myself and Mr. O'Hare is a private matter.
I just wanted at the very least.
결국 만남은 무산되며 발길을 돌리게 되죠. 사고 이후 잃어버린 기억을 되찾은 제니퍼. 그녀는 혹시나 하는 마음에 앤서니와 교류했던 사소함을 찾게 되는데요.
PO Box 13 is no longer in service. As per Mr. Sterling's request, it's been closed.
We'll reopen it.
이 불안한 기분은 뭘까? 예상한 듯 남편이 서랍에서 앤서니의 편지를 발견하게 됩니다.
I'll be on platform 2, Marylebone, 7:15. Seize this thing that is true and real and infinite. Your boot.
What are you doing with this?
They found it on you. Day of the accident.
I'm guessing you know who wrote it.
Jenny was killed. Was beside you in the car.
No. The man beside me in the car was named Felipe.
The driver was Felipe, but the man in the passenger seat was a Mr. Anthony O'Hare.
예상치 못한 소식에 충격을 받은 여자.
I didn't want you to have to bear the guilt.
한편 엘리는 검색을 통해 과거 기자 시절 앤서니의 직장을 확인하며
He worked at the Chronicle.
그와의 접촉을 시도하는데 이때 고심에 빠지게 되고 또다시 그의 문자를 무시하며 무거운 마음과 함께 집으로 향합니다.
Hello?
마침내 앤서니와 만남을 갖게 되고 그에게서 그날 그 이유에 대한 이야기를 듣게 되는데
Did you go to New York together?
No.
And was that the last? I mean,
시간이 지나고 어느 날 우연히 마주하게 된 두 사람.
Am I really that much of a fright after all these years?
I was on my way to meet you. There was a crash. I couldn't remember anything until I saw you tonight. I was misled and I thought that I'd lost you. Would you kiss me, please?
Come back with me. I'm still in love with you.
I have a daughter.
Bring her.
다시 시작할 것만 같았던 그들의 인연은 여기서 끝이 나게 되죠.
Do you have them with you?
Here. What if I could put the two of you in touch?
Chose to respect Jennifer's decision all those years ago. I wonder if these ought to be returned to Mrs. Sterling.
I already tried.
Try again.
결국 앤서니의 요청으로 다시 제니퍼를 찾게 되고
Can I help you, Mrs. Sterling?
Yes.
I met with Mr. O'Hare, with Anthony. He wants you to have them, and it is his express wish.
마침내 그녀는 마음을 바꿔 입을 열기 시작하는데 진실한 사랑보다는 가족을 선택한 여자. 그렇지만
You told me he was dead. I know that I betrayed you, trying to be a better wife for you. But I remember, Larry, I remember everything. I am still here. It's because of our daughter.
Now, if you think the courts will side with an adulteress, then you're delusional.
남편의 본심을 알게 되자 아이와 함께 앤서니를 찾게 되지만
Sorry to be the one to tell you this, but Anthony handed in his notice.
Perhaps you could see to it that he gets these. If you hear from Anthony again, please tell him I was looking for him.
So then you went back to your husband.
I just couldn't risk losing her.
What about Mr. O'Hare?
It felt to me as though he didn't want to be found.
He doesn't know that you tried to go after him. He has no idea.
We had our chance. Our heart can only take so much. At my age, I've reached my limit.
마침내 그들의 이야기를 기사로 작성하는 데 성공한 여자.
Ellie is fantastic.
Well, that's great. I appreciate that.
서둘러 자리를 나서는데요. 제니퍼와 앤서니를 이해하는 과정에서 사랑에 소극적이었던 자신의 모습을 보게 되며 로리에게 적극적으로 마음을 표현하게 되죠.
I'm kind of worried you might think I'm a pretty heinous individual if you get to know me, but at this point, I'd really love to see you again.
Look, where are you?
I'm outside.
Gonna come down, keep walking.
I'm so sorry.
So he still doesn't know she went after him?
No, he's got no idea.
So you have to tell him?
They don't want to see each other.
If that was true, then why keep the PO box open the whole time?
둘의 진심을 확신하게 된 여자.
She really came after me. Dear Jay, our very separate lives have thankfully once again intercepted. In the intervening years, I have thought of you with a constancy I hesitate to now admit. Postman's Park, Friday, 2 p.m. B.
마침내 그 둘은 다시 재회하게 되고 오랜 시간 묵혀두었던 서로의 마음을 확인하며 이렇게 영화는 끝이 납니다. 감사합니다.